Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm an advocate and this is a place where we discuss everything law and legal. So today's video is going to be about rich people habits that keep them wealthy. In my previous videos, we discussed things like how money works, which I think is quite important for everybody to know. And we also did a video about the habits of the super rich. But in today's video, we will focus specifically on what it is that keeps them wealthy. So here are 5 things that rich people do that keep them wealthy. No. One is they live below their means. Now, this is one of the most basic principles of financial management, yet most people find it hard to follow. You have probably heard of the phrase, live within your means. And it simply means that you should not spend more than what you earn. It may sound pretty obvious, but a lot of people, especially young people, tend to spend more than they make. They want to look successful, and they want to look wealthy. So they end up buying expensive cars, designer clothes, big houses, all while taking loans. And then they struggle to pay off those loans or the interest that comes with those loans. But when you look at rich people, they generally tend to live far below their means. They know that spending more than you make is a sure way to stay poor. So even if they have $1 million in the bank, they will not go out and spend $1 million on material possessions because they understand that by doing so, they will lose the opportunity to invest that money and grow it. So they will continue to save and invest until they have built a solid financial foundation for themselves. Of course, there are some exceptions. There are some people who are just born with a silver spoon. They come from a wealthy family, so they don't really have to worry about money. But even for these people, once their trust fund runs out, they realize the importance of saving and investing. No, too, is they constantly acquire new skills. So rich people are always trying to learn something new. They read books, they take courses, they attend seminars and conferences, they listen to podcasts, they watch videos online. They basically do whatever it takes to improve themselves and their skills, because they understand that the more valuable they become, the more money they will make. Skills are the most important thing that rich people invest in, because they understand that once they have acquired a skill, they can use it over and over again to make money. Let me give you an example. If I were to ask you how much you would need to build a website, you might say, well, I don't know. Maybe $100, maybe $200. No. 3 is that they seek professional help. Rich people know the importance of surrounding themselves with professionals. Whether it's a lawyer, an accountant, a financial advisor, or a real estate agent. They know that these professionals can help them avoid costly mistakes and make smart financial decisions. For example, let's say you buy an investment property. You might think that you can manage the property yourself, but that might not be the best decision. You might not have the time or the expertise to manage the property effectively, which can lead to costly mistakes. In this case, it might be a better idea to hire a property manager. A property manager is a professional who can handle all aspects of your rental property, from finding tenants to collecting rent to making repairs. By hiring a property manager, you can free up your time to focus on other things while still generating income from your rental property. But a lot of people don't do this. They try to manage their properties themselves, or they hire unqualified people to manage their properties. This ends up costing them a lot of money in the long run. So this is one way that rich people differ from poor people. Rich people seek professional help when needed. They know that this is an investment in their future and it is well worth the cost. No. 4 is that they invest in assets that bring in passive income. So what is passive income? Passive income is income that you earn without actively working for it. The most common forms of passive income are rental income from properties, dividends from stocks, royalties from intellectual property, and interest from savings accounts. Rich people love to invest in assets that bring in passive income because it allows them to earn money without having to actively work for it. Imagine if you could earn $100,000 per year without having to work for it. How much more money you could make if you were to put that $100,000 to work for you. That is the power of passive income. Most people do not have any passive income. Everything they earn is through active income, which is income that you earn from working for it. For example, if you work for $50,000 per year, that is your active income. Rich people make sure that they have a good balance of both active and passive income. They know that relying on just one source of income is risky. What if you get fired from your job? Or what if you get sick and cannot work? In that case, your only source of income would be gone. But if you have a mix of active and passive income, then you are much better off. Even if you lose your job, you still have your passive income to fall back on. So this is something that you need to think about. How much of your income is passive and how much of it is active? Aim for a healthy balance of both. No. 5 is that they budget their money. Now this is another thing that most people do not do. They just spend their money without thinking about it. But rich people know the importance of budgeting their money. They know that by tracking their income and expenses, they can identify areas where they can cut back and save more money. They also know that by setting financial goals and creating a budget, they are more likely to achieve those goals. Budgeting doesn't mean that you have to cut back on all of your expenses. It just means that you have to be mindful of your spending and make sure that it aligns with your financial goals. Once you have created a budget, stick to it. Track your progress regularly and make adjustments as needed. This will help you stay on track and make sure that you are meeting your financial goals. Now remember, becoming rich is not just about making a lot of money. It's also about keeping it. By adopting these habits, you can increase your chances of staying wealthy in the long run. These habits may seem simple, but they are effective. If you want to become wealthy, then start by adopting these habits. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it with others. Also remember to subscribe for more informative content. I hope to see you in the next video.